Today we're going to talk a little bit about the Smart Stop Micro Bobber Stop. These bobber stops are designed to replace both the string tie and the bead. They're made out of hard plastic. They're designed for 2-pound to 12-pound monofilament line. Going to use a small pole here as a demo, ice fishing pole. They work great in the ice, they work great in the open water, just a little easier to show you here on the smaller pole. All you do is you take your little stop, and as you set your line right down inside of that little stopper there, and give her a little pinch with your pliers, you got your bobber stop on ready to go. It's designed for 2-pound to 12-pound monofilament line. Plenty enough resistance, but you can to hold your depth, but you can still move it up and down there to change that depth. The way the stops go on is they go on using this little holder tool. Now what this holder does is it squares that line right down in the center of that stop, so the line goes in there square every time. What you're going to find is, because the stops are so small, if you try to put it on without your holder, more often than not they're going to go on a little crooked. If they're crooked, they're going to hang up in your eyelets, get caught up in your bail, so you want to make sure you got this holder. All you do is you set your line in there, get your needle nose, give her a little pinch until you hear it click. Once it clicks, stop squeezing. That's as tight as you'll go. The twist will break it off the spool. Just that easy. Now, once you're done with the stops that are in there, that are on your spool, there's one left on here. You just take that off, grab a new one, drop it in. Now you'll see there's little graphics on top. Those need to go face up. You close this guy up, and you're all set to go. Now, a couple things I find that when I'm first learning, I like to keep this line tight. I'll hook that hook down onto an eyelet. Just makes it a little easier to work with. And all you're doing, you set that line right down in there. 2 fingers worth of pressure is all it takes. It's not a lot at all. It's firm but gentle. You'll get that click. Now if they're cracking, you're squeezing them too hard, so you really want to be nice to them. You give it a little twist just to break it off that spool again. A couple different sets of pliers you can use. We've got the little needle nose. I like these little 3.5 inches. They work great. The duck bill work great too, especially for beginners. What I'll find is you got to make sure that when you're using this needle nose that you grab right in the center till you get that click. If you're grabbing off to one side or the other, more often than not, they're not going to close completely, and as a result, they're going to hang up in your eyelet or down in your reel. So set that line in there. You'll see with this the duck build, you're going to get that full stop every time. Now, also got the Gerbers or the Plierman, Leatherman. A lot of guys will have the bigger ones. They work good. I find I have better luck with the smaller. You just really got to make sure that you're being gentle with the big ones. So you're coming in there, pinch, you twist, you get the whole works on there. So biggest thing is if you come in here and you squeeze too hard, you're going to smush them, and what you're going to have is a stop that doesn't actually stop. It's going to move up and down, and it's going to change depth on you. So really make sure that you're being nice on them. Don't use a hemostat either. The hook pullers, they tend to crush the stop. Something about the how they squeeze too tight, or it's the round surface on the round stop. It's just not a good combination. As far as getting your stop off the line, when you're done using it, all you got to do is cut your hook if you want it off, slide it off the end, and she's off. Now, I don't ever take mine off. The reason is because I can pop my bobber on and off now with the slip lock bobber. I just leave that stop where it's at, either the depth that you're fishing, or you can slide her down next to your jig, adds a little color there, kind of gets it out of your way if you don't like it up there. But they do cast very well. They're made for the open face reels, and they're going to go up through your eyelets, down into your reel, because they have the smooth taper design. They're made of the smooth plastic, and that way when you're ready to go back to bobber fishing, if you took that bobber off, your stop's already on. All you got to do is set your line in there in your bobber, give her a twist, and you got your whole slip bobber set up on, all ready to go. Question I get commonly asked is does it work on braided line? As a manufacturer, we say no. Simply because braided line is non-abrasive, or is very abrasive, excuse me, whereas the mono is non-abrasive. So I have some 10-pound Power Pro here. I do like to use this when I'm bobber fishing. So in the same breath, yes, it works on the braided line, but what you're going to find, it grips very nice. You clip it on there, and it moves around very well. But you only get 5 or 6 feet of movement on it before you're going to wear that stop out. Whereas with the monofilament line, you can slide all day long. Because it's non-abrasive, you're going to find that on the braided, it's going to eat that inside of that stop out. So what I'll do is I'll just find the depth that I like, and I'll get close, I'll put it on there, and I'll leave it, make a few adjustments, but I'll know that I'll go through a few extra stops than I typically would as if I'm using the monofilament. But to me, it's still easier than dealing with the string tie. All right, when you're going to load the stops into the holder, our stops come in two different packs. You get the holder pack and the refill pack. Now the holder pack, the stops come in this guy preloaded, ready to go. So you definitely do need this holder to put the stops on the line. Once you're done with the stops that are in there, basically all you're doing is you pop that guy open. This is the top. You take the old stops out. Now this one still has 8 on it, and this is the bottom. It's got the little arms coming up there. And then all you do is you grab a new one, drop it in, graphics side up, pop that top on, and close it up. Just that easy.